Hey everyone, welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Matt, and this is Matt is Reading. This is going to be a YouTube channel about the books that I'm currently reading, and part of the reason why I started this is I feel like I've had a creative itch going on for the last couple months. My wife is a filmmaker and is also a great storyteller. She enjoys reading, I enjoy reading, and last year I had read the Wheel of Time series, and my wife would ask me, how's the book? What have you been reading? And I pretty much could only say that it was great and I loved it. And I was having a really hard time communicating what I had been reading in these books. So, as part of a creative effort, as part of it just challenging myself to become a better communicator, I'm going to start a YouTube channel that's going to be a log, a diary, notes, thoughts on books that I'm reading. I plan on being able to read a lot better because of this channel. That's one of the goals. Is as I'm reading, I want to be able to not just consume the information, but also process and then communicate that information. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm hoping to grow a lot as a communicator. And because my wife is a filmmaker, we have a microphone, we have a camera. So the barrier to entry in this endeavor was very low. It just had to be something to step out of my comfort zone with. And that's what I'm planning on doing. So in this intro video, I'm going to kind of set up why or how I got back into reading and also talk about what I imagine this channel being like. So I used to love reading whenever I was a kid, all the way through sixth grade. There was one time I asked my teacher in fourth grade if I could stay in for recess to read The Goblet of Fire, which came out when I was in fourth grade. And my teacher said no, probably a good decision. But that was the kind of mindset that I had growing up. I loved reading. And then sixth grade hit, I started playing Call of Duty. And I don't think I read a single book again until after high school. I went through AP English classes in high school without actually reading the books. I would just skim them, I would do cliff notes. I just kind of fell out of love with reading. That all changed whenever I graduated high school, went off to play baseball away from home for the summer, and had a lot more free time. And I wasn't hanging out with friends, I was making new friends. So, at least at the beginning of that, I didn't really have a lot of people that I was spending time with. So, I picked up a copy of The Hobbit and loved it. Really got back into reading that summer, beginning part of college. I started reading again, and then I just ran into the problem of balancing reading for pleasure and then also having to go to the library and read books for my schoolwork. So throughout college, I kind of drifted back away. I graduate college. I was studying for my CPA exam, so I also struggled with reading during that time, but still enjoyed it. It was not something that completely fell away. During that time, I was spending a lot of time reading history, specifically history about war and battles that were fought. And I think I kind of hit a rut during that time of while the books were extremely informative, they weren't as exciting as something that I had enjoyed previously, like The Hobbit. Fast forward till 2022 when I went and saw Dune in theaters. And it was probably the coolest experience I've had in a movie theater just watching the movie. I won't go as far to say it's the best movie I've ever seen, but it's definitely the best experience I've had watching a movie. Because of that, I picked up the book and again was instantly reminded about how much I enjoy reading fiction, how much I enjoyed the sci-fi aspect of it. Uh, and people would ask, like, "Oh, well, how was the book?" And I would say, "It's very good. You have to read it. Can you tell me a little bit about it?" And again, I just felt like I was struggling to communicate what I was reading. So that kind of started my journey in 2022, late 2022, getting into 2023. I read The Wheel of Time. I have a copy over here, getting into more Brandon Sanderson, just getting into more fantasy and reading books that I really enjoyed. I'm going to try to use this channel to branch out even further into things that I might not have normally picked up reading and really try to just take recommendations of great books and also become a better reader in doing that. So I plan on uploading once a week. Nobody hold me to that, but I plan on uploading once a week in a format that's similar to this. Uh, I am busy outside of this, so I'm not trying to take on anything that's going to take a ton of time. Again, I just want this to be a creative endeavor, something that I feel like that's been missing from how I spend my time. So I plan on uploading once a week, just giving an update on books that I've been reading, and on books that I really enjoy. I might make a little bit of a longer video that gives my thoughts on it. Um, Spoiler filled thoughts. I like spoiler filled thoughts books whenever I'm searching YouTube and I see spoiler free. I want to like read a book with somebody and then get their thoughts on what happened in that book at exciting moments and what they were feeling and experiencing during that time. So all of my reviews are going to be spoiler filled, and I'll have that in the titles so you don't click on a video not knowing that it's a spoiler filled book. But the weekly updates are going to be spoiler free. I'm not going to dive into the details of all the books that I'm reading, but whenever I do a full uh, digestion of the book and processing of that book, it probably will be a spoiler filled book. So, welcome to the channel. Matt is reading. You can also follow me on Peloton. Matt is sweaty. We'll see you next time.